With the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Jeanty.
He was awesome, D-Butt, and he put Boise State on his back. Could have transferred, decided not to, became a superstar, led them to the playoff. Everything that he did was fantastic. I'm happy he's a top 10 pick.
He's been on a rocket ship for the last few years. We've obviously just learned about him over the last 2 years. I'd assume throughout high school, throughout Little League, throughout junior high, this guy was untackleable.
What if I told you that in just a few months, a kid who used to take 18-hour bus rides to play football games in Germany is about to completely rewrite what we think we know about rookie running backs in the NFL? We're talking, of course, about Ashton Jeanty, the running back who just rushed for over 2,600 yards in a single season and is already shaking up the entire NFL before he even played a snap. We'll break down why those college numbers are just the beginning and how Jeanty is about to destroy the NFL. You see, Ashton Jeanty's story begins in Naples, Italy, and as a high school freshman playing American football in Europe, Jeanty faced a unique challenge. Finding competition meant traveling 9 hours to northern Italy for the closest team, taking 18-hour bus rides to Germany, or making overnight trips to Belgium and Spain just to play a single game. This unusual setup forged something special in Jeanty, that mental toughness and work ethic you can't teach in a weight room. Think about what that actually means for a teenager. While his peers back in America were playing Friday Night Lights in front of packed stadiums, Jeanty was grinding it out in obscurity, traveling across international borders just for the chance to compete. Every touchdown came after hours of uncomfortable bus rides and sleeping in unfamiliar places. But instead of breaking him down, this experience built something rare, an unshakable confidence and a hunger that you simply can't replicate in comfortable circumstances. And the numbers were proof of that. In just 4 games of his freshman season at Naples High School, after being moved from quarterback to running back, he ran for over 1,200 yards and scored 17 touchdowns. When Coach Jim Davis saw those numbers, he knew his player had outgrown European competition and encouraged Jeanty to return to America. So that's exactly what Jeanty did. Jeanty made the move, left Italy, left his family's military community, and enrolled at Lone Star High School in Frisco, Texas. And this is where the story gets really interesting, because Texas high school football isn't exactly known for being easy on outsiders. But Jeanty didn't just adapt, he dominated. Over 3 years at Lone Star, he proved that what happened in Italy wasn't a fluke. As a senior, he rushed for 1,843 yards with 41 total touchdowns. And, as you'd expect, it didn't take long for scouts to take notice too. Jeanty became a consensus 3-star recruit, ranked as the 27th best running back in the entire country. Just to mention a few, schools like Kansas and California came knocking, but Jeanty would eventually choose Boise State. Not because it was the biggest name or the flashiest program, but because they believed in him when bigger schools were still figuring out what they had. And that decision? That's about to look like one of the smartest recruiting choices in college football history. When Jeanty stepped onto Boise State's campus in 2022, even the most optimistic Broncos fan couldn't have predicted what was about to happen. Sure, they knew they were getting a talented back, but what they got was something else entirely. As a true freshman, Jeanty immediately made an impact. 821 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns while splitting time with another back. Not bad for an 18-year-old kid adjusting to college football. But that was just the appetizer. He would crank up his performance in 2023, rushing for 1,347 yards and 14 touchdowns, and also had 569 receiving yards, the most receiving yards by any running back in the entire country. We're talking about a guy who is already showing that 3-down versatility that NFL teams drool over. But even after leading Boise State to the Mountain West Championship and earning Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year honors, most of the college football world still wasn't paying attention to what was happening in Boise. They were about to get a wake-up call. Jeanty's junior year in 2024 became one of the most dominant individual performances in college football history. It started in Week 1 against Georgia Southern. Jeanty rushed for 267 yards and 6 touchdowns. In one game, he he broke a 46-year-old Boise State single-game rushing record and tied multiple other records. The style and power he displayed looked different from anything we'd seen before. The very next week, Boise State traveled to Eugene to play the #1 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks. Everyone expected this to be Genty's reality check, the moment when everyone would realize that his stats were inflated by weak competition. Instead, Jeanty ran for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns against one of the best defenses in college football. Boise State lost the game on that last-second field goal, but Jeanty had just announced to the entire country that he was the real deal. And he was just getting started. Over the course of the 2024 season, Jeanty put together numbers that honestly shouldn't be possible in modern college football. 2,601 rushing yards on 374 carries, 29 rushing touchdowns, an average of 7.0 yards per carry while getting nearly 27 carries per game. Jeanty also tied the entire FBS in yards after contact with 1,970 yards. He forced 164 missed tackles, also an FBS record. He had 14 consecutive 100-yard rushing games to close out the season. By the end of the season, Jeanty had completely rewritten the Boise State record book, setting new marks for career rushing yards, single-season rushing yards, and most 200-yard games in school history among countless others. But here's the question that every NFL scout was asking as they watched the tape. Can he do it at the next level? See, those college numbers look incredible on paper, but every draft has running backs with great college stats who flame out in the pros. So what makes Jeanty different? What convinced the Raiders to trade up and make him the highest drafted running back since Bijan Robinson? The answer starts with his physical profile. At 5'8" and 211 pounds, Jeanty has exactly the build that's dominating the NFL right now. We're talking about guys like Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, and Bijan Robinson, elite backs who prove you don't need to be 6'2" to succeed. You need vision, burst, and that rare ability to make defenders miss in tight spaces. And that's exactly what Jeanty brings. His 4.42 40-yard dash speed is just the beginning. The real magic happens when you watch him on tape. Jeanty doesn't just run to open holes, he creates them. His vision is already at an NFL level, and his ability to cut on a dime while maintaining his speed is something you can't teach. But here's what really sets him apart: his contact balance. Remember those 1,970 yards after contact? That's not just a college stat. That's a preview of what NFL defenders are about to experience. Jeanty has that low center of gravity that makes him nearly impossible to bring down with arm tackles. In the NFL, where the difference between a 5-yard gain and a 15-yard gain often comes down to breaking one tackle, that skill is gold. Look at Saquon Barkley's monster 2024 season with Philadelphia. 2,005 rushing yards at age 27. Now, imagine those same skills in a 21-year-old body with zero NFL wear and tear. That's what the Raiders are getting. Barkley proved that elite running backs can still dominate in today's NFL when they have the right combination of vision, power, and opportunity. Jeanty has all three, plus the youth and hunger that come with being a rookie determined to prove doubters wrong. And then there's the versatility factor. Modern NFL offenses demand running backs who can do everything, and Jeanty has already proven he can. Those 569 receiving yards as a sophomore weren't just dump-offs. He was running real routes and making contested catches. He's shown he can pass protect, run between the tackles, and create explosive plays on the edge. The NFL has become a passing league, which actually works in Jeanty's favor. Defenses are lighter, faster, and more focused on stopping the pass. When you have a back who can consistently break tackles and turn 5-yard carries into 12-yard gains, it opens up everything else for your offense. But if we're being real, the biggest reason Jeanty is going to destroy the NFL is because the situation he's walking into with the Raiders is perfect for his skill set. The Raiders haven't had a legitimate 1,000-yard rusher since Josh Jacobs left for Green Bay after the 2023 season. This isn't just about filling a need. The Raiders system under new head coach Pete Carroll is built for a back like Jeanty to absolutely explode. Carroll made his reputation in Seattle with a ground-and-pound philosophy that turned Marshawn Lynch into beast mode. Now he's got a back who might even be more talented than Lynch was. Carroll knows how to build an offense around a special running back, and with Geno Smith at quarterback, the Raiders are going to lean heavily on the ground game. Smith is a game changer who thrives when he's not asked to carry the entire offensive load. Give him a running back who can consistently move the chains and create explosive plays, and suddenly the entire offense opens up. And here's where it gets really interesting for Jeanty. The Raiders don't have a lot of other elite skill position talent. After trading away Davante Adams, their receiving core is solid, but not spectacular. What does that mean? More touches for Jeanty, more opportunities to impact the game, more chances to put up numbers that will shock people. We're talking about a back who could realistically see 300 plus carries and 60 plus receptions in his rookie season. That kind of volume, combined with his talent, is a recipe for historic numbers. And let's talk about those numbers for a second. Eric Dickerson's rookie rushing record of 1,808 yards has stood since 1983. 41 years. But when you look at Jeanty's college workload and production, and you factor in the touches he's going to get in Las Vegas, that record is in serious danger. The Raiders went 4-13 last season. They were one of the worst teams in the NFL. But add a generational running back talent to the mix, and suddenly, they're not just competing in games, they're winning them. The AFC West is loaded with talented teams, but none of them have an answer for what Jeanty is about to bring to the table. This is the perfect storm. Elite talent meeting desperate need, meeting ideal system. And the timing couldn't be better either. With the salary cap continuing to rise and quarterback contracts eating up massive portions of team budgets, having an elite running back on that rookie deal is like finding gold. The Raiders can build their entire offense around Jeanty for the next 4 years while paying him a fraction of what established stars command. So, let's get to the predictions everyone wants to hear. By week 10 of the 2025 season, Ashton Jeanty is going to be leading the entire NFL in rushing yards, not just among rookies, among every running back in the league. By the end of the regular season, he's going to have over 1,800 rushing yards, breaking Eric Dickerson's 41-year-old rookie record. Add in his receiving production, and we're looking at over 2,100 yards from scrimmage in his first NFL season. Those aren't just good rookie numbers. Those are MVP caliber numbers. The Rookie Offensive Player of the Year award isn't even going to be close. While other rookies are adjusting to the speed of the NFL, Jeanty is going to be dominating it. The combination of volume, talent, and opportunity that he has in Las Vegas doesn't exist for any other rookie this season. But here's what's really exciting. This is just the beginning. We're not just talking about a great rookie season. We're talking about the start of a Hall of Fame career. The Raiders haven't had a franchise-defining player in years, but they just drafted one. Jeanty is going to transform the Raiders from a 4-13 team into a playoff contender in year one. His combination of power, speed, and vision is going to give defensive coordinators nightmares. And with Pete Carroll's system maximizing his talents, there's no ceiling to what this kid can accomplish. The NFL has been waiting for the next great running back story, someone who can prove that the position still matters in today's pass-happy league, someone who can single-handedly change the trajectory of a franchise. That someone is Ashton Jeanty. And in just a few months, when he's bulldozing through NFL defenses and putting up numbers that people thought were impossible in the modern era, remember where you heard it first. The kid who used to take 18-hour bus rides to play football in Germany is about to destroy the NFL, and the Las Vegas Raiders just became the most exciting team to watch in football. So there you have it. From a military base in Italy to the bright lights of Las Vegas, Ashton Jeanty's journey has been anything but ordinary. Every step of the way, he's been doubted, overlooked, and told he wasn't good enough for the next level. Yet, here he is, about to become the face of a franchise and potentially rewrite NFL history books in the process. We'll catch you in the next one, frenzies.